Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Chandra Girivardhari Gopi Chandra Girivardhari Yasarandana Rajaranjana Yasarandana Rajaranjana Shamanakira Vanachari Shamanakira Vanachari Jai Radha Mara Punjabi Hari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Panaman Sabai Vijakajaya Srutapadi Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. We're reading from Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 5, verse 13. Sarva-karmāṇi manasā sannyasyāste sukhaṁ vaśī nava-dvāre pure dehī naiva kurvan kārayan. Chant.
sarva-karmāṇi
manasā
sannyasyāste sukham vaśī
sannyasyāste sukham vaśī
nava-dvāre dehī,
nava-dvāre dehī,
naiva kurvan kārayan,
kārayan,
sarva-karmāṇi manasā,
sarva-karmāṇi manasā,
sannyasyāste sukhaṁ vaśī,
sannyasyāste sukhaṁ vaśī,
nava-dvāre
dehī,
neva kurvan
kārayan,
sarva-karmāṇi manasā,
manasā,
sannyasyāste sukham
sannyasyāste
vaśī,
nava-dvāre dehī, kurvan kārayan. Ladies? Sarva-karmāṇi manasā, sannyasyāste sukham vaśī, nava-dvāre dehī, naiva kurvan kārayan, sarva-karmāṇi manasā, sannyasyāste sukham vaśī, nava-dvāre dehī, naiva kurvan kārayan. Translation. When the embodied living being controls his nature and mentally renounces all actions, he resides happily in the city of 9 gates, the material body, neither working nor causing work to be done. Purport. The embodied soul lives in the city of 9 gates. The activities of the body, or figurative body, city of body, are conducted automatically by its particular modes of nature. The soul, although subjecting himself to the conditions of the body, can be beyond these conditions if he so desires, owing only to forgetfulness of his superior conditions. Owing only to forgetfulness of his superior nature, he identifies with the material body and therefore suffers. By Krishna consciousness, he can revive his real position and thus come out of his embodiment. Therefore, when one takes to Krishna consciousness, one at once becomes completely aloof from bodily activities, and such a controlled life in which his deliberations are changed. He lives happily within the city of 9 gates. The 9 gates are mentioned as follows. Nava-dvāre dehī, hamso le layate vahi, vaśī sarasya lokasya, stavarasya charasya cha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is living within the body of a living entity, is the controller of all living entities all over the universe. The body consists of 9 gates, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, 1 mouth, anus, and genitals. Living entity in his conditioned stage identifies himself with the body, but when he identifies himself with the Lord within himself, he becomes just as free as the Lord even while in the body. Therefore, a Krishna conscious person is free from both the outer and inner activities of the material body. Mukam karoti vachalam pangam langate kirim yakipantamaham bande shikurum tinatarinam Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyananjara Shalakaya Chakshurmeditam Yena Tasamai Shikurave Namaha. So we have a choice as human beings. We can use our purified intelligence to make progress in life, or we can misuse our intelligence and follow our polluted intelligence and to degrade ourselves. So in Mahabharata, Yudhisthira was asked many, many questions. Now, one of the questions that was asked to Yudhisthira is, who is our best friend? His answer was intelligence. Intelligence is our best friend. It can elevate us, or it could degrade us. So there's 3 divisions of intelligence that we go through: waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. Three different types of intelligence. And we are, of course, as soul, we go through these 3 divisions. Of course, super soul does not. He's above. He's the 4th level, and he just watches us go through this. Yes. And so in Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 26th chapter, explains how intelligence is born by transformation of the false ego in passion. It comes from passion, actually. And intelligence takes birth in passion. It's planning, has so many ideas, creative ideas, what to do, how to go forward. And what are the functions of intelligence? It helps us to understand the nature of objects when they come. Okay, this is a book, this is a table, this is a recorder. Intelligence helps us to understand what objects are there in front of us. And it's the discriminating power also to understand this object. Helps the senses make choices also. Like the mind, it just accepts, rejects. But intelligence says, no, this is good, this is bad. Do this, don't do that. So intelligence discriminates. So that's why it's our best friend, if our intelligence is Krishna conscious. And that's what the purport says here. The perfection of intelligence is when you achieve Krishna consciousness. And then our intelligence is expanded. You may not be very intelligent by birth, but if you chant Hare Krishna, when you chant, you connect to a reservoir of intelligence, because that's where all the intelligence is coming from. It's coming from the Lord in the heart. So when we chant, we connect with the Lord in the heart. And I have that experience personally, that when I was teaching Bhakti Vaibhav Bhaktivedanta course, I was teaching Srimad Bhagavatam. Sometimes I would not understand the verse. So I would read the verse and chant one round, and so many ideas came. Not from me. It was from the Lord in the heart. So this is where intelligence comes from, super soul. Super soul, Prabhupada compares super soul to a man taking his dog for a walk. So we don't see any home dogs here. They're all stray dogs. They're all in the street. Nobody walks them. They just kind of wander. But in the West, if you visit, you will see. If you go to a park, you will see many people taking their dogs for a walk. And the master is holding on, and the dog can run, the dog can pass, it can do anything, but the master's got the leash. And so Srila Prabhupada said so the master is giving facility. So we are like these dogs, and the super soul has us. And yes, you can run, you can do this, you can pass. But actually, the master is waiting for us to do our thing, and then he takes us back home. So the super soul is waiting for us to do our things, and then he'll take us back home. Yes, he's giving us facility. And he's just asking us here in Gita, just give me a little flower, fruit, water, leaf, I will accept. That's all you have to do. Not difficult. You can be a poor person, you can be rich. And if you offer with love, then I will eat. Krishna is a person, we are people. We need to make our relationship with Krishna. So Krishna, he came and he gave us his instructions here. And he came as Lord Chaitanya because in Gita he says, surrender to me. But you might think, why should I surrender? So then he came as Lord Chaitanya. He showed us how and why. That so much love is there just waiting for us. And here in the purport it also says how we forget, owing to forgetfulness of his superior nature, he identifies with the material body and therefore suffers. Because we forget that we're spiritual beings. We suffer. But the super soul, he also makes us forget to or he makes us remember. If we want to remember, he'll help us remember. If we want to forget, he'll help us forget. It's up to us. It's our choice. We desire, and then he helps us in whatever desire we have. So how does he make us forget? Srila Prabhupada again has a very nice analogy of director of a drama. We're all in a drama, and I think some English authors have also said the same thing, that the whole world is like a stage, and we're just playing parts here. Oh, was it Shakespeare? Okay. Yeah, Shakespeare said that. The whole world is stage, we're just like playing our parts here. And and the super soul is the director of the drama. And in order for us to play our parts in this world very nicely, we have to forget who we really are. And that's what a director does in a drama. He makes you forget who you are so you can play the part very nicely. So super soul, he makes us forget, oh, I'm servant of Krishna. No, I'm not sure. I am president. I am CEO of the company. Oh, I'm an IT person. Yes, this is who I am. He makes you forget. But if you want to remember, then he'll help you remember. His advice is, don't get entangled here. Give up your manufactured dharma, surrender to me, and I will protect you. You know, we've done a lot of mistakes in past lives, in this life too. He says, don't worry, he says, Mashucha, do not worry. I will protect you from all your sinful activities. And so, yes, so he causes the demons to forget him. He helps the devotees to remember him. And that's why it's good to be a devotee. And that's why it's good to be in Vrindavan. Because you see on the trees, Radhe, Radhe, and then you remember Krishna also. And the rickshaw drivers, Radhe, Radhe. You know, somebody's in the way. So hard to forget Krishna over here. Everybody is remembering Krishna. So that's why it's good to be here. Especially in Kartik, from tomorrow, we will offer our lamps to Krishna, and we will remember him. And especially, so being in Vrindavan means everything is 1,000 times more. If you do something, if you chant some Hare Krishna very nicely, it becomes magnified. You get 1,000 times the benefit. Now, in Kartik, you get another 1,000. So imagine that. So next month, 1,000 is another 1,000. So very good to be attentively chanting your rounds, attentively listening to class. So we have to understand Krishna with our intelligence. That's the purpose of our intelligence, is to understand Krishna. The mental speculators, they can reach this point of buddhi yoga. It's called buddhi yoga, the yoga of the intelligence. We are practicing buddhi yoga. So the mental speculators, it will take many, many births. Bohinam jamanamante gyanavan mam prapadyate. It will take so many births before they can understand Krishna. Because we have to, in order to really understand Krishna, you have to serve Krishna. And they don't do that. They just speculate. And if you serve Krishna, then Krishna says in the 10th chapter, Tesham satata yuktanam bachatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam. I'll give you buddhi yoga. I'll give you buddhi. How to understand me. How to come to me. But for the mental speculators, there is no mercy. They don't want mercy. They want to do it themselves. Yes. The yogis too. Yogis, the jnanis, I will succeed on my own, by my own endeavor. So they don't get the mercy. And we endeavor, of course, we don't lack endeavor, but we also have to get the mercy too. We go for the mercy too. And we also endeavor. And that is buddhi yoga. So we have to have the mercy of the Lord. And we have to be determined also. Now, another meaning of buddhi yoga means that if you're intelligent, then you will immediately surrender to Krishna and take to bhakti yoga. That is, you won't wait many births like the jnanis and the yogis. You won't wait. I mean, yogi, to be perfect yogi takes, They used to live 100,000 years. It would take 60,000 years of austerity practice in order to get perfection. Now we don't have even 100 years, but by chanting Hare Krishna, you can get it in this lifetime. And Prabhupada always urged us to go back to Godhead in this life. Don't make me come back here again. And so Krishna, if you actually serve him with love, then he will talk with you. Not if we do it mechanically, then you can't expect that Krishna will talk with you. But if you sincerely pray, go before Balaram, go before the deities, and offer your prayers, you will be answered. It may not be with words, but something will happen in your life, and you'll be very happy. And so yes, Krishna is actually, he's very far away, but he's in our heart too. So we should try to make contact with him with our intelligence. One devotee went to Prabhupada and said, there's a common philosophy. A lot of people, they think they don't need guru. They don't need guru. They can talk with God directly. And Prabhupada said, he's a rascal who thinks like that, and who accepts him is also. Why do you believe that? And the devotee said, no, I don't believe. He said, well, then why are you asking this question? He said, who does Krishna talk with? Not a rascal and fool. He talks with someone who is engaged with love and devotion. And when you make contact with the super soul in the heart, you will find ever fresh, always new. And you'll get help also, do this, don't do that. Lord is already doing that in everyone's heart. They call it intuition. But intuition is super soul telling. Just like one time, one of Prabhupada's disciples asked Prabhupada, how do these birds fly so perfectly in formation? And Srila Prabhupada said, they are not less intelligent like you. And so actually intuition is super soul is telling, go this way, go that way. They're being guided and they're following super soul. And so yes, the vision of devotee, he sees super soul everywhere. And Krishna book, Prabhupada says, if one can simply think Krishna is Paramatma and everywhere, even in the atom, then you can perfect your thinking, feeling, and willing. So that's something nice. Maybe you may not see super soul, but you can practice. So Akshayananda Prabhu, he asked, which is more important, to go back to Godhead or to come here life after life to spread Krishna consciousness? So Prabhupada's answer was very interesting. He said, one who is preaching, he's already back to Godhead. So if you're distributing books, if you're teaching people to chant Hare Krishna, you're already in the spiritual world. Yes, because that is the consciousness. You have to be conscious of Krishna to know what to say to the people. You have to be connected to Super Soul to help somebody take a book or help somebody chant Hare Krishna. I think Vaisheshika, he distributes books, but he also gets everybody to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. And he tells the people, do you need help? And usually everybody said, yeah, I need help. He said, okay, great. So you just say this mantra for peace, and then you will get help. And then they chant the Hare Krishna mantra. And so yes, there's a whole group in Europe, I can't remember which country, I think Switzerland maybe, where they take a video and they ask people, can you please chant for peace? And then they just chant one mantra, all kinds of people on the street. So these are wonderful ways to get people to chant. So how do we get intelligence also? If you follow instructions of the spiritual master, then you associate with Krishna. And that's how you can see Krishna also. Prabhupada in one purport, he says, instead of being eager to see the Lord in some bush of Vrindavan, and at the same time engaging in sense gratification, if you just stick to the principle of following instruction of the spiritual master. Of course, there's not many bushes left in Vrindavan, so we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, just keep the instructions. Guru Puja, we say that I follow. I make the instructions one with my heart. So yeah, and then when we actually wake up, then we get realizations by chanting, and we like to share them with other devotees. Srila Prabhupada said, just like scientists, they exchange their realizations. And so devotees like to exchange realizations. Unfortunately, we also, Prabhupada talks about some kind of mental speculator exchange. That's also there. And it's called Facebook. What is on your mind? What's on your mind? Mental speculator exchange. Prabhupada, he talked about it 50 years ago in his purport of Srimad Bhagavatam, Prayers of Shukadeva Goswami. He said, there is such a thing as a mental speculator exchange, and that is Facebook. Can also be exchange of realizations for devotees too. If you keep good association, you delete all the bad association and keep good association. Yeah, I like to get darshan of Irish deities in Ireland, in Germany, and also here when I'm away. I get, and Mayapur also. We get different, in Calcutta, different darshans you can get every day. Instead, you don't have to travel anywhere. You can just be there on the internet. So yes, so eagerness, we must be eager that yes, I must see Krishna, I must serve Krishna in this lifetime. Just like there was one devotee in Bombay, he was very eager. Before he became a devotee, he was a street boy. So he was, and he ended up in jail. And in the jail, this person got a Back to Godhead magazine. And he saw the picture of Prabhupada in the Back to Godhead. And he saw Prabhupada had a very expensive watch. And he said, I must get that watch. So he joined the temple. And he said, I must meet your guru. Where's your guru? He said, oh yeah, he's in South India. He said, okay, I'm going. I will meet him. And he was very eager. And so he met Prabhupada. And but after he saw Prabhupada, his heart changed. And he actually became a devotee. And so then Prabhupada wanted to send him to the West for preaching. This was in 1970s. 1970s, everybody wanted to go to America from India. So maybe now also, I don't know. But at least in those days, it was a very big thing. And here was a street boy. So then it was taking time, and Prabhupada said, why aren't you going? And so this devotee said, well, on my passport, they're asking me my father's name, and I don't know who is my father. So Prabhupada said, okay, bring your passport. And Prabhupada took his passport and wrote, Father, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. He signed his passport. So yeah, he's our real father. Krishna is our real father. And this person did go to the West, and he became very rich. He came, there's four kinds of people who come to Krishna. Those who are in distress, those who want money, and those who are curious, and those who want knowledge. So he was in the money category. I only met one other person when I was traveling, I think it was Ukraine actually. I was giving a Gita class. So I was asking everybody, which of the four do you belong to? There was one, only one said, yeah, I wanted money. So he became the treasurer of the temple. So he got money, but it wasn't his. But his heart also changed. So this is, change of heart. So this eagerness is very, very important, lawyam. And we have to be very eager to see Krishna and serve Krishna. And yes, so eagerness means this life, I will serve Krishna. I will give this life for Krishna. And so, how should we pray? There is a child, the child in the womb. It's described in Canto 3, chapter 31, verse 16. My Lord, by your mercy, verse 18, I'm awakened to consciousness, although I'm only 10 months old. So this is when the baby's about to be born. If he's fortunate, he prays. For this causeless mercy of the Lord, friend of fallen souls, no way to express my gratitude but to pray with folded hands. So Prabhupada said, yes, when Krishna sees a conditioned soul is very serious about getting out, then he gives intelligence as a super soul and externally as spiritual master by giving instructions. So Prabhupada also gave us a prayer that we can pray to super souls. So I will share this with you. That will be the end of the class. Please remind me, my dear Krishna, to always chant your holy name. Please do not put me into forgetfulness. You're sitting in me. Within me is super soul. You can put me into forgetfulness, or you can put me into remembering you. So please don't put me into forgetfulness. Please always remind me to chant. Even if you send me to hell, it doesn't matter, long as I can always chant Hare Krishna. So, yes, we should always remember Krishna, never forget him. And by chanting Hare Krishna, we can do that. So I'll stop here. Oops, no, I won't stop here. I've got one more thing for you. No, we've got more nectar here. How to be empowered by Super Soul. So there was a devotee in Germany. Prabhupada wrote him a letter. Why are my books not being printed in Germany? And the devotee said, well, I don't speak German. How can I do it? But then Prabhupada, so he asked Prabhupada, what do I do? And Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna, and Krishna will give you intelligence what to do. So yes, that was always the answer I got. We asked Prabhupada, how do we do this? The artist would ask, chant Hare Krishna, and Super Soul will give you inspiration. So, yes, Prabhupada inspired us to use our creative intelligence. And Prabhupada said there's a kind of individual genius in every living entity. So like the birds, they can fly information. So then this devotee, he said, I looked up the word genius in the dictionary. So that was 50 years ago. The definition of genius was indwelling deity. Now, isn't that interesting? Where's genius coming from? Super Soul, our indwelling deity. And so everybody has that. We all have that genius in ourselves. And we just have to connect. We have to connect with this. So by chanting Hare Krishna, we can connect, we can contact, and so let us expand our intelligence by chanting and listen to our spiritual intelligence. So now I will stop. If you have any questions, comments, you can ask at this point. Yes? Yes?
Mataji, I have a couple of questions. One is this example of the devotee you gave, he came to steal Prabhupada's watch.
Right.
Yeah. So now we see that Krishna, Prabhupada said that also the Chaitanya Charitamrita says that Pratima nahi tumi sakshat Brajendra Nandana. You are not the deity, you are actually Brajendra Nandana, Krishna here. So we also know the story of Sakshi Gopal. He came all the way.
Right.
And then again, with Tamal Krishna Maharaj, there is one pastime where Tamal Krishna Maharaj says to a guest that Prabhupada leaves into the room. Prabhupada said that Krishna tells me personally what to do.
Yeah, Prabhupada said that
And then
to a reporter. The reporter said, oh, you talked directly to Krishna. And it wasn't Tamal, it was Rameshwar.
And then he said, he meant that Krishna.
Rameshwar said.
Prabhupada said,
No, I talk directly.
yeah. So the super soul also say okay, just connecting both the questions together, you will catch it. So the second thing is super soul. You said one prayer right now.
Yeah, Prabhupada said that prayer we should pray.
This is from which place?
Prabhupada wrote a letter to, see if I can find who he wrote the letter. He wrote a letter to someone and said we should pray. This should be our prayer. A letter to Devananda, 23rd November 1968. So he said, simply our prayer should be, my dear Krishna, please remind me to always chant your holy name. So it was a letter he wrote. He said this should be our prayer.
Okay. So now say Prabhupada said this. Again, like we on our personal basis also say Bhagavatam has Narad Muni's instance of the super soul. Later the 11th canto has the instance of super soul being decorated with all the ornaments and like that. Shivatsa, Pustapat, etc. And the Gita says sarvasya chāṁ resi sannyasyāste. So naturally a devotee when he reads, so he is praying to the super soul. That give me that intelligence, remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. So, but somehow I don't know, I'm finishing, sorry. So somehow in my case I see I've been praying a lot. Now if Krishna, we have that scientific knowledge of Krishna, the deity, the Vrindavan Dham. So how is it that I am not being able to connect to the super soul and the deity so strongly? I mean, I have prayed, mother and father know we are praying.
So why aren't you connecting? That's the question. Why aren't you connecting to Super Soul and the deity? Okay, well, you can ask yourself the question. Actually, it sounds to me like you're not realizing how the deity is reciprocating with you. So in order to understand that, you need to practice being grateful. Thank you, Krishna, for giving me the opportunity to see you every day and to serve you. So hopefully you're also doing some service for the deity. Service and realization come together. So you must, leaf, flower, fruit, water, not too difficult. These things you can give. And also, if you want to see how Krishna is reciprocating with you, you need to start your day with being grateful to Krishna. And then you will find out how he's actually giving you so many things. If you're not grateful, then you won't appreciate the gifts that he is giving you. We are very fortunate to be in Vrindavan. We are very fortunate, thank you Krishna, for allowing me to stay in Vrindavan. Thank you Krishna for allowing me to come and see you every day in the temple. Personally, you are here. I can see you. And thank you for giving kirtan, 24-hour kirtan. I can hear you. I can hear your name. And so you need to, it would be helpful for you to see how Krishna is answering your prayers and reciprocating with you if you practice gratefulness. So just try that. Okay?
Just one more thing.
Uh-huh.
You have written this book, Srimad-Bhagavatam at a glance.
Right.
And so just now, Prabhupada also said that a devotee should cram his books.
Right.
At some later date, a person becomes very mature, so he can just go through and then he knows.
Exactly.
He knows.
Mm-hmm.
So you have this book, and just now you quoted Prabhupada saying that indwelling deity.
Indwelling deity. No, that is the dictionary. Dictionary definition.
The word for the word genius.
Yeah, genius. Prabhupada said genius.
It can also mean intuition.
Indwelling deity is what the dictionary says. Definition of genius.
So how can I'm a little slow in my activities? How can I be fast, at a glance?
Well, if you read my book, you can read the whole Bhagavatam in 2 hours. It's like Bhagavatam for dummies. um, but yeah, if you're slow, that's okay. You chant slowly, then that's good. You can meditate better. But with an attitude of gratefulness and the prayer, the meaning of the holy name, please engage me in your service. So hopefully, if you get a lot of service, then you will feel very grateful to Krishna also. Because the service will help make your mind be peaceful. If you don't have service, then the mind can be a devil's workshop, even in Vrindavan. 1,000 times worse. It can be 1,000 times worse or 1,000 times better. Your choice. Any other questions? Comment?
On the word genius. It's
Yeah.
got spelling in it, in us.
Ah. Okay. In us. Yeah. Genius. In us. Okay. Very good.
I was thinking genius of the lamp.
Genie. Genie. Yeah, he's our genie. He's our genie. Yeah?
I would like to share something I was hearing today about gratefulness.
Okay.
I heard
So, okay, I'll repeat it for the people. Something you heard. We don't have microphone, huh, for people?
maybe
It would be better. You got one. Ah, very good. How handy. Is it working? No. All right, I repeat. So you have a comment on gratefulness.
yeah. So there was someone who had an opportunity for a job.
Someone had opportunity for a job.
So he was in the car searching for a parking slot.
In the car searching for parking slot for his interview or
Yes. So he was praying to God.
praying
he
to God.
was not able to find a place.
He could not find a place.
So he was praying to God, please, I need this job. Get me a place to...
So he was praying to God, I need a place to park my car.
Yeah. So then suddenly he saw a spot.
Suddenly he saw a spot.
He said, forget it, Krishna, I got one.
Oh, forget it, Krishna.
So,
Yeah, we pray sometimes like that, and we say, "Oh, thank you, Krishna, for giving me the spot." Yeah.
yeah. But this person could...
No, he
"No, I
wasn't
found
grateful.
it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, God, I found it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, I got it.
Yes.
Don't need your help.
Yes.
Yeah. So gratefulness helps a lot, and all day you can be grateful. Like here we don't drive, but in the West, yes. And we do sometimes pray for the spot to park because it's very congested. Okay, any other questions? Yes, or comments?
I also, it's not a question, it's a comment I heard when someone has the opportunity to meet a senior devotee. If you don't have a question, you should ask for any service or any instruction. So,
Okay, watch out. If you don't have a question, you should ask for service or instruction. So we gave instruction, chant Hare Krishna, so there you go.
we don't pass many kartiks here in Vrindavan. You have been in...
Yes, I have been in Kartik for 31 years or 32? No, 31.
So, can you give us any guidance or any something that this really helped me to go deep in my budget?
Well, many devotees say you should make a sankalpa, which means something. For this Kartik, I will try to follow this. I will try to chant attentively. I will chant extra rounds. I won't eat so many sweets. I mean, that's what people do. That's what devotees do. I will offer the lamp every day. I will, you think how you want to improve yourself this Kartik. It's always good to try to improve your sadhana. Yes, that's very important. You can serve also. you might want to serve one devotee every day or something. And different devotees take different vows in Kartik. And so it's good to do it before tomorrow. Or you can do it tomorrow morning also. Yeah, you can do it. Okay, any other questions? Jai, glories to Prabhupada, Hare Krishna.
Hare